Oh, it's been such a busy, jam-packed day. Um, yeah, but I'm here. Today is just a kickback. We're just hanging out. Um, Phew, I got my tea. I'm a little bit late, even though I feel like when we announce that we're going live um, or whatever, that we should look at it like we're hanging out, but also when people are going live, it's almost like you're going to a show or like an appearance. Hi, check in the chat. Let me know who's watching. Are you having tea? What did you bring? Are you sipping on something today? I'm gonna tell you what I'm sipping on in a minute. But yeah, today was really busy. Um, I was a little bit of all over the place with my different business hats that I wear. So anyway, my personal theory when people go live on YouTube is that it's not always exactly on the dot on time. And that's okay because it kind of feels like you're at a show and you're waiting for the show to open and the main act to come out, you know? So, if I'm a little late, it's not necessarily on purpose, but um, it's always within the range. But most of the time, I try to get here within 10 minutes or less, right? So, anyway, here I am. I've got my tea. It's a kind of a weird mix. Um, but the purpose of today is to just come on and do a live stream because I haven't done one in quite some time. Besides my Dance Fit with Cecily lives that I've done, those have actually been on hold since I have had an uptick in business activity. But I have been putting workouts out on my new channel. If you were a fan of the live stream workouts, just there's a whole YouTube now that I will be filling with more workouts called Dance Fit with Cecily. So you can go over there and see what I got going on. But yeah, how's everything going? It's the new year. Technically, I mean, if we're thinking about it in terms of the third dimension, right? Because depending on what calendar, let's be honest, we're looking at, it's not really the new year. It's actually, what, on the Ethiopian calendar, what month are we in? But it's definitely not 2024, right? Let's check it out since this is a kickback. Because time is it's a made-up concept, so and also, I have my reasons for going into this subject, by the way, that do relate to womb wellness, natural fibroid elimination, and fertility. Um, let's see what it says. According to the Ethiopian calendar, we're actually in the year 2016. How about that? So it's not even 2024. Like, do we even really know what time it is? Is it really 7:49 p.m. here in the ATL on the East Coast? No, because we could be somewhere else in the world in another hemisphere and it's a completely different time. I say that because sometimes when we're talking about stress management, anxiety, hangups that we have that kind of trip us up in our day to day, that have to do with being highly stressed or having problems with balancing our hormones, a lot of time, pun intended, it's because we're not at the moment, the present moment, really focused on just the actual present moment. We're not being present. We are worried about what happened before or what we are trying to preemptively envision what's going to come in the future instead of just being content and present in the present moment, because that's really truly all we have. And it was 4:44 as far as the number of minutes that I've been live when I said that. So anyway, I say that to say the more we're able to take time to be present and to disconnect from some of the traps of the third dimensional reality that we find ourselves in by returning to our center, finding activities that support that, habits that will help us to more easily find that peace, that inner comfort in our own self reliance, that self care, that stillness within anything that's going on in our world, the more we are able to avoid the pitfalls that come along with not being present. Like, a great example, being concerned, having anxiety about whether we will be fertile long enough due to fibroids, whatever the situation is. It doesn't just have to be fibroids, but being that, this channel is primarily focused on womb health, womb wellness, natural fibroid elimination. The majority of the women that I talk to from this platform deal with these issues. And it's totally inner and under and overstandable. But you can kind of transcend the confines of time and space by being present, by finding that peace within yourself, reconnecting to yourself, and finding your strength in yourself, right? In terms of disconnecting, I guess, is how I'm positioning this from anything that would cause you to be in negative thought patterns about your own fertility, about your goals for starting a family, right? So, it's exactly what time you say it is, right? You're going to have fertility as long as you know that you are going to be fertile, right? Now, that being said, I always leave room for miracles. I always leave room in my world, miracles and miraculous healing and reversal of sickness and disease. Miraculous manifestation of your greatest desires always exists. These are my own personal beliefs. Now, I say that because you're the manifester, right? You are not under I'm not under anybody's time clock. I don't care how old they say at this age, you might as well hang it up. You're not going to be able to have babies. Or at this age, you might as well not try to shrink fibroids because you're going to go into menopause in the next few years and they're going to shrink in menopause. I mean, do what you do anyway, but I'm just saying, like, if you have some part of you that doesn't want to just accept what's being taught to you or told to you about your own fertility, about what your body and you are capable of doing, if it's opposite of what your goals are for your health, for your fertility, for you being able to have babies, whatever, for you being able to shrink fibroids, don't buy into it. Don't become preoccupied by it, right? Know that you are always manifesting. Know that time is not really real. It's as real as we buy into it and structure our entire lives around it. Now, of course, functioning in this world that we are in, the whole world is structured around time. So I'm not saying that you won't have to be faced with dealing with and utilizing time, right? But you don't have to allow somebody else's lack of ability of belief in the power of manifestation, right, to stop you from preventing whatever situation you find yourself in with fertility, lack thereof. Don't let that make you say, oh, it's too late, it's impossible. Sis, it's whatever literally you believe to be available. Okay. I don't know how I got into that, but cheers to that, because it's really true. Like, part of the manifestation happens because you are willing it into your reality. buy whatever you need in order to make it real to you. My best piece of advice in order to do that for whatever you're manifesting, whether it's natural fibroid elimination, a new car, whatever it is that you're manifesting, I believe that it helps to enhance the concreteness or the tertiary reality of that feeling like a real thing that is coming into your reality by taking action, right? Actions and acting as if it's already here, as if it's already done. I believe those are things that make it more real when it's still in the phase where we can't see it, right? For example, so you're going to get this nice big new SUV. That's one of your manifestations. One of the biggest, easiest things you could do to get the manifestation is to go test drive. Go test drive. And when you're test driving, it was 11:11 when I said that. When you're test driving the big baller SUV, or, substitute whichever car or thing is something that would make sense to you, that you would be realistically so thrilled about manifesting. But test driving it or getting something that you're going to have when you have the car, right? To help make that a reality. Obviously, everybody knows about vision boards, which are great. But also you can go act as if. You can act as if it's already done, as if the car is already coming. Baby, when I'm in my big Escalade, I'm going to have, this is just off the top of my head, and this is not me, but those driver's gloves that you wear, this is just an example. I'm going to have me some leather driver's gloves, baby, and they're going to match the car. That's a great example, right? Make it real for yourself. I just felt the cold nose of my chihuahua on my ankle, like, excuse me, can we go get some food, please? If you hear tapping, it's her. She's trying to like bomb my live stream. No, don't go back there. No, ma'am. Come out of there. She's making an appearance, y'all. So, time is not real. We already covered that. Time is not real if, especially in situations where you're facing a situation, a diagnosis, or an outcome that you don't want. An outcome or a situation that you find less than desirable or negative, right? If you are, again, back to fibroids and fertility, motherhood, I see a lot of women saying they need to hurry up and shrink fibroids because they are 40, whatever, before they go into menopause. And it's like, I get it, but at the same time, that kind of thinking, you need to relax and find your calm within the storm, right? Knowing that you are the navigator of everything that is circling you, that is your life. And the more you're able to find peace and just breathe and then act as if, and then, what was the other thing I said? Acting as if, and finding habits, actions, maybe getting little things to make your manifestation more of a real concrete reality that you can feel like is really coming. Do those things as well. Those are going to help will it in faster. Now, in terms of like shrinking fibroids or shrinking fibroids because you are working on starting a family, you really got to silence all of the noise. Whether you're trying to have the babies after you shrink fibroids or not, like you have to silence, because there's so much noise, because there's so many that did not see success trying to shrink fibroids, or so many that have a vested financial interest in you not pursuing natural fibroid elimination, right? So you really got to be able to find that stillness and that calmness on this journey, because if you don't, you're not fully operating as the main lead navigator over your own life, your own womb health, your own fertility, and your life and the part of your world and your body, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that would respond to you putting out a decree, putting out an affirmation. It doesn't even have that to work with, because you're not acting from that POV over your own reality, because you are still moving in more of a place of reactionary position, right? I don't want to say victim, because it's not really victim. That's not really the right term. But it's more reactionary. You got to silence the naysayers, silence the doubt as much as you can, because we already, let's be honest, we have our own doubting thoughts that we hear all the time. I don't know about you, but I do. So coming from a situation where I had fibroids and was told I had to have surgery, I would never shrink them, don't you think that I had moments where I was less than sure that it would be successful? I mean, in the beginning, I was kind of like, I don't even know if this is real. I don't even know if has anybody even done this. There was no talk about shrinking fibroids on the internet when I was dealing with fibroids. I couldn't find it. So I was scouring the internet all the time, you know? But they used time, the doctor did back then, to kind of try to not necessarily scare me. I don't know if that was her intent, but it definitely was like trying to get me on the path to signing up for that surgery and getting in there on that table so they could do the myomectomy or whatever. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that either, you know, for whatever decision that you make for yourself or you feel like is healthy. I'm just talking in terms of the fact that we are, if you came late, talking about time and when we're talking about reversing sickness and disease, when we're talking in terms of taking our power back over our health, you have to look beyond time. You actually, when you're manifesting, when we are doing spiritual work, when we are operating out of our mind's eye as opposed to our actual physical eyes and seeing things in a way that they actually are not at the current moment at present, but we see them in a way that we want them to be, you already are beyond time. You're a time traveler. So actually, I like that I went into that topic, right? So I'm going to take a sip of tea. And then I'm going to go into a few herbs. We're going to have some herbal appreciation in just a few minutes. Thanks for the live chat. I don't know why top chat. How come I can't type into my own chat on here? I don't know. So when you're working with herbs, when we are doing any sort of things and taking our own health into our own operative power, becoming your own holistic practitioner, which everyone really is, and plants are here for us, you know, to support that. Although plants are not the only way, they are one of the main ways. But when we're doing that, you're really you gotta be in a mindset. You don't have to be, but it's like you're fusing, again, depending on how you look at it, the concrete things of the earth and in terms of herbs. Here's a bag here that I'm almost out of. This is real leaves, right? Nature, concrete, things we can hold. But in this form, they are, you know, not necessarily one-dimensional. It's not really the descriptor, but more so, I guess what I'm trying to say is in this form, they are and have one or a few properties. They have even more properties, or different properties are unlocked when we consume the herbs. You know, once the herbs go in and intermingle with your cells, my cells, different things may happen depending on what's going on internally in my body. So it's like that in itself is a great example of transcending the confines of time. Because when they do that, they change form when you consume them, and new properties are unlocked, right? It's like they're on a whole different timeline. You're on a different timeline when you start marrying back into returning to nature. So I say all that to say that everything is as real as you make it and as you want it to be. Herbs are no exception. Herbs are very real, but they also have one thing that I love about herbs, a very personal power that only you can unlock when working with certain herbs. You know, you blend herbs and you may have a very different outcome with your herbal blend than I will have, because part of the beauty of working with herbs and the herb kingdom, and however the creator has set it up to where the herb kingdom interacts with us, right? In our kingdom, different things can happen because we're all different. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's a very personal part of the discussion, the process of herbalism. And so that's why I love to remind people that herbs are not one size fits all, and that just because I use certain herbs doesn't mean that somebody else can go get the exact same blend and get the exact same outcome in their body, which is why it's important to work with an herbalist, because we are so different. Whatever my levels are as far as nutrients, antioxidants, minerals, vitamins in my body at present are going to be very different than yours. That is going to cause a very different response, outcome, organic development from me drinking a cup of this tea than you drinking a cup of this tea. It's really simple, but it can also get really more multi-layered. I say that all the time. Intricate, and really interesting. So today was just a kickback, a pop on. By the way, I'm sipping on my Bifibroids tea here. I got a tea bag with my Bifibroids tea. And then in it, I put some extra stuff. What did I put in here today? I put, some burdock. You know, burdock root is good for iron. It's a good overall nourisher, blood cleanser, liver support, great for skin health. And then I added, every now and then I just like to sprinkle a little extra of this. I had some Mexican prodigiosa. I added that in here, which is a very, very bitter herb for blood sugar balance. I added that just for kicks. So that's my little blend. It's Bifibroids, my fibroid blend tea, which is a blend of a bunch of herbs, really, but some of the main ones are hibiscus, which is why this is a beautiful magenta. Nettles, great for womb nourishment, nourishing the reproductive center, right? Nourishing your fertility, and then also just nourishing your cells. Nettles And then I also have some raspberry leaf, which is wonderful for strengthening, supporting a healthy uterus. And then I have a whole host of other herbs in the blend too. Little dandelion root, liver support, liver detox. Yeah, good for digestive, good for your blood. High iron. That one doesn't get mentioned a lot for iron, but it's really good for iron. But let's go on ahead and see what I want to show you a little bit about the herbs that I have for sale. And if you're interested and you watch this at any time, just send me an email. But my first, these are all from Jamaica, and they're all literally pulled up from the root, like fresh from the grounds in Jamaica. Okay, so first we have this. Look at how bright green this is. Very strong, natural, pungent smell. This is guinea hen. This is Jamaican guinea hen. So this, and I have way more. I have literally barrels of anything that I mentioned. So this is just what I brought out to show for the camera today. Hand dried. These are actually picked and then dried by hand, right? See the root. Look at all that healing in this bag. But this is known for, and I have some notes because I was like, there's no way I'm going to remember all this. But isn't this fun? I'm having so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is guinea hen, and it is also known as anamu, gully root, the gully root, right? Immune boosting, okay? Fights bacteria. So any bacterial issues, BV, bacterial vaginosis, bacterial infections, yeast problems, yeast infections, fungus issues, cellular cleanse, and also pain relief. This is good for that. And most importantly, something that everybody needs, whether you are man, woman, child, immune boosting and supporting. So guinea hen is something that you want to get your hands on. And it's also good to, because, you know, you'll hear that a lot of herbs are good for the immune system. But it's good to mix it up because, like I said, everyone is different, and different herbs may be good for the immune system, but then they also have other properties that they're going to bring to the table that may be like an amazing, like, kiss from the creator, right, to your body. So it's good just because you have, because for example, elderberry is really good for the immune system, which I love elderberry. I happen to think elderberry, which I'm not really talking about elderberry today, but I personally use it because it's a great source of iron, the capsules. So I like to recommend that to anybody who has heavy bleeding. For some women, that will be all that they need. Just take a couple of elderberry capsules and it'll change your entire life, okay? PMS, if you're, you know, teen daughters or, you know, younger women in the family are suffering from PMS, and, you know, you don't want to get them on too many hormone specific herbs because you're not really sure. A good safe one is elderberry. Of course, I'm not a doctor, right, y'all? So whenever you hear this, I put the disclaimer out. Everything that I say, check with your doctor. Everything I'm saying is for entertainment purposes only, okay? Y'all know how we do. If you want, you know, more, hey, Cecily, let me know what's the real on this. You got to get in a private session with me. That's just how it is, okay? So if you're interested in the guinea hen, I've got that for 4-ounce bags, $30. And then I got 2 ounces for $24. Guinea hen. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let me show you what else I have. Yes. I will save this. Fun, fun, fun. One of my favorite things to talk about is herbs. I'm an herb nerd. Okay. The second one today looks really cool. Take a look here. I'm gonna hide the name until I get ready to tell you. Look at that. I'll take one out. Oh, I just showed you the name. Such a nerd. All right, I'm gonna take one out. Smells pretty mild. It literally looks like a twig. But this beautiful baby here is Jamaican strongback root. All right. So that's what we got here. I'll tell you all about it. I'll pull out a couple of more twigs. Hey, strongback. And it literally does what it sounds like. I almost dropped it and kicked the table. Whoops. There we are. I caught it. That's what happens when you do thigh master exercises for a living. Okay. Vice grip. I just caught this with my thighs. Anyway, so this is, it does what it says. Strong back. Number one, back pain, be gone. Number one. It's also just known for pain relief in general. But some other notable properties of this treat from nature. Strong back. It's great for stamina. So, my ladies, for the men, if they're having some impotency issues, strong back root will fix things in that department. If there's just energy issues in men or women, strong back will help, right? It's an energizer. It improves sexual performance in men and women, but it's called strong back for a reason. Just know that, like, that's what the reputation is for this, but it does also really help back pain. Now, a couple of other properties that you may want to know about are muscle soreness. So for all my athletes like myself, something good to take in, maybe a cup a day as a preventative measure, as a after workout self-care thing that you do. Good for asthma issues, rheumatism, and all this is alleged because we're not doctors. We already know this. Bronchitis, right? And it's a wonderful blood cleanser and blood purifier. So that actually goes, it's actually makes a lot of sense when we talk about being good for impotency, because it all goes back to the blood, baby. The blood got to be flowing and got to be clean. And the last couple of things, great for kidney and pulmonary issues. Good maintenance herb. All right, so I got strong back root. If you're interested in this, message me because I didn't write my price down on that. But I will be adding these to my store. You can also email me and I can send you a link to purchase any of these herbs after this live stream is ended. Okay, so that was strong back. Let's keep it moving. What do we have in the Christmas? It's not Christmas. In the new year? No. In the surprise grab bag? Does that sound better? Let me have a sip of tea because I'm doing the most. All right, we have some other earthy looking herbs here. Looks very branchy, lots of branches, leaves at the bottom, strong smell, very strong. This is Jamaican dog blood, baby. It's called Jamaican dog blood bush. Now let me talk about this, okay? Let's get into it. So, disclaimer, I did not use Jamaican dog blood when I had fibroids to shrink fibroids, but, big but, so many women in more recent years have reported success taking Jamaican dog blood and seeing fibroids reduce, shrink, disappear. So, sayonara, whatever you want to call it. This has been getting a lot of good reviews for helping people to shrink fibroids. So I decided that I was going to carry it, and I'm going to be adding it to my stores. So if you're interested and you want to buy an ounce of Jamaican dog blood, it's actually, I'm selling it in 3-ounce increments, and that will be $38 for 3 ounces on the Jamaican dog blood. So let's talk a little bit about that. This is also known as inflammation weed, which also tells you what it's great for. If inflammation is something you suffer from, which, newsflash, disclaimer, imagine that you heard a horn go off. One of the underlying causes of fibroid growth is a factor of inflammation in the body due to whatever issues, whatever not so healthy habits or endocrine disruptors or toxins that you may be or have been exposed to that led to fibroids to grow. It causes an inflammatory response in the body. So that gives you a little bit of insight into why this is, potentially so powerful, as powerful as so many have been saying, to help shrink fibroids. But then that also lets you know that it's good for inflammation in general, for reducing inflammation in the body in general. But it also has just an overall reputation for for supporting healthy fertility in women, for, listen to this, unblocking fallopian tubes, allegedly, and for shrinking fibroids, we already said, but also the inflammation factor has to also go with helping the body to expel mucus, getting rid of excess mucus in the body. But also, this in particular helps the body to remove excess mucus from the mucous membranes, which again could relate back to a factor that could be supporting the growth of the formation of fibroids or fibroid type tissue and fibroid cells by kind of addressing, combating inflammation and mucus through a tea like this, through an inflammation type of an angle. So this was pretty cool. Another bonus is if you buy Jamaican dog blood, your man can also drink it because it's good for a healthy prostate. All right. So again, Jamaican dog blood bush. Let's keep it moving. Isn't this fun? Oh my goodness. Who knew that this was the place to be, right? I mean, I knew. I know you knew too. All right, so this next one, think iron, okay? High iron, also good for lowering and balancing blood sugar and blood pressure. Cecili, and it looks very grassy. Very grassy. Lots of roots. Almost like you're at the Pottery Barn getting you some crafts type stuff to put for a table display at your centerpiece in my mansion. Yes, that's what it feels like. See, the visualization is coming pretty easy. So, but it also has health benefits. But this is Cecili. So we mentioned a few things. Also super good for just a PMS herb to help your body to prevent PMS or help get rid of PMS. Good for reversing, eliminating a UTI, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and because it cleanses the blood, this herb also supports a healthy digestion, especially in cases of constipation. Because it does and has a good focus in those two areas, it is also known for just an overall detoxification friendly herb to include if you're just wanting a safe detox, which we're talking about currently on this channel. So if you've watched my other videos, my detox mantra, parts 1 and 2, and you don't know where to start, hey, this is a great example of something you can sip for probably 7 to 9 days out of the month, and then come off of it, because you don't want to be doing it every day for the rest of your life. You want to take breaks. But then that's your detox for that 7 days, you know, and then take a break, take a rest. But this will be a very potent detoxifier because it's a blood purifier and a digestive cleanser in one herb. And it also has a lot of iron. The last thing that Cecili, there's 2 more things, is good for the skin health. So if you are somebody that suffers from eczema, me, I actually got rid of eczema. I don't really have the issue too much because I learned how to nourish my liver. Liver support is critical. Just as a side note, if you're really looking for a natural eczema geared pathway, you want to get on that path, start with liver support. And then, you know, depending on the type of eczema, the person, the lifestyle, there's other herbs. If you want to know more about that, book a consultation. It's eczema consultation, $200. It's a little bit cheaper than my fibroid consultations. So this one here also is good for if somebody has a parasite problem, worms, right? They can sip Cecili and not only address all those other issues I just went over, but you're also addressing parasites and eliminating that issue just by sipping tea from this herb. Isn't that a wonderful thing to know? You can just go get you some herbs, some twigs, some leaves out of the yard if you're in Jamaica. Or if you order from me, because my team will go get some for you out of the yard in Jamaica, right? And then you can get rid of all these other things. So that's the power of God. Like, that's, thank you to the Most High. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so I think I went over everything except one more. And then we will shut it down. Shut it down. The other thing that I have in my bag of goodies, something that I've talked about, and that is soursop leaf. Soursop. You like my song? Soursop is so good for so many things. Allegedly known to eliminate cancer. I'm not saying it's a guarantee because I'm not a doctor, remember? And this is just for entertainment purposes only. You know that. You know. So allegedly it gets rid of that. Allegedly it gets rid of cancer and prevents it too, allegedly. Also great for just skin health. What else? Great for energizing the body. Really good for my athlete, my gym girlies, my fit baddies that are also healthy besties and naturalistas. This is good from personal experience for muscle cramps. I don't know if you know, but I teach dance fitness. I teach weightlifting, weight training, strength training classes. I teach yoga body sculpt multiple days a week, on and offline, right? In person and online. And my body has definitely gone through a transition. It's still transitioning into newer, healthier versions of myself. But I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I have gone through a phase where I just kept getting so many muscle cramps. And then one day they just started to dissipate, slowly, like get less and less severe. And this was something that I had been sipping when I started to see less and less muscle cramps. And then I looked it up. And would you know that they said that soursop leaf will alleviate muscle cramps? If somebody gets a lot of muscle spasms and cramps, soursop leaf will help get rid of them. And I am telling you from firsthand experience that it does. So it's a wonderful nourisher, but also great for preventing serious illnesses. What else does it do? Lowers blood sugar, balances blood sugar. Yes, yes, yes. Get you some soursop. Um, so many other things. I didn't take notes on this one today. Other women have used this for pregnancy. Always check with your doctor. As a nourisher. Really good for people that suffer from any viruses, antiviral, also antibacterial, lots of antioxidants. I have soursop available for, let's see, $22 for an ounce of soursop leaves. 22 bucks. I'd say should be in everybody's arsenal now. Let's see. Headaches, hypertension, liver problems. There's so many things. People have gotten rid of problems with herpes from soursop. So definitely put this in rotation just as a good nourisher for prevention and for supporting, nourishing your body and your cells. I think it's a great tea to have in your arsenal. So I think that's all that I brought. I think that's all that I brought today. If you're interested in any of these herbs after the fact, oh, everything I was talking about today is from Jamaica. I said that at the beginning. This soursop, every herb I talked about is from Jamaica. And Tamarind Trading, that's who you can reach out to also to order herbs. Yeah, so that's all I brought today. I'm still sipping my tea. We already talked about all my other herbs. If you want to order something in the future, check, because I'll probably have the links live where you can just go buy them on the website. But if you watch this live stream, just send me an email at fibroidfreedom@gmail.com. And I will send you a link to purchase at the prices that I mentioned here on the live stream. Now, you don't want to wait too long in case the prices change. But for now, I'm sticking to these prices. They seem pretty solid. And I will be back with other herbs because I have way more herbs in this. I just wanted to give a little sneak peek into what I had and give y'all a little talk. We're going to talk a little womb wisdom. You know, I like to get into some of the metaphysics, manifesting talk. Usually that's where I like to hang out, but it could be anything. We could have talked about, I'm not really into sports like that. Y'all know I can talk fitness. I can talk music. But, you know, we'll get into some of that other stuff later. But really, really, I like talking about, you know, what I talked about at the beginning of this video. And if you didn't see it, then you can rewind it back. But because it's real. Those are the things. These are the people. I know my people because they will, they'll comment on some of these subjects. Like they'll be like, hey, you remember what you said about transcending time and manifesting fibroid freedom or manifesting sound health? And I'll be like, you're my person because you see me. That's why we're talking. That's why we are in a coach-client relationship, because we're on the same wavelength, you know? So anyway, that is it. I'm still sipping my tea. In the morning, I'm teaching dance fitness, turn up. So I got to get ready for that. And y'all know I'm going to have a cup of my soursop tea because no brainer, right? To prevent any muscle issues, okay? And that's it. This is really what I'm doing for self-care right now. Like, sipping tea just brings me peace. It's one of my not so major self-care rituals. If I can just get a cup of herbs that I know are from the earth, natural, pure, good for me, I'm definitely getting an A+ in self-care. I believe strong back is rich in beta carotene, but please check that. Let's check it, shall we? Let's see. Strong back. I didn't see that, but at the same time, I didn't. I didn't see like a whole breakdown on all of the actual vitamin, mineral, nutrition either. But if that's the case, that means it's good for eyes. And what else? Drop it in the chat and let me know. And vitamin A. Okay. Good for womb nourishment. I don't see the vitamin breakdown on that to clarify or verify that. But that is good to know. I'll look it up for future. I don't see beta carotene. I'm going to have to get me some. It just says it's used as a detoxification remedy and for backaches. Because of its deep orange and reddish color. Makes sense. So beta carotene, again, that's eye health primarily, or what? Let's see. I'm checking. Beta carotene is a provitamin A carotenoid. We're going to nerd out here for a second. Or a nutrient that the body readily converts into vitamin A. Research has found that eating a carotenoid-rich diet, including beta carotene, supports eye health and prevents eye disease. Yay, team, we did it. Yeah, so, okay. Let's take a look at it. It was kind of orangey, right? It was kind of orangey. Now it's buried at the bottom of my bag. Oh, man. I don't want to pull everything back out. But that's good to know because I actually have some people in mind that I'm going to brew up a pot of this for, okay? We're going to brew it up. Yeah, it's definitely got an orangey hue to it. Yeah. Kind of hard to tell. But okay, good talk. And I ended up finishing right at about the time that I said I was going to finish tonight. I'm going to be doing these possibly weekly. Look at that. It is beta carotene rich orange. I'm about to have me some of this. So, yeah. Okay. I'll be back next week with another live stream. Make sure you're on my mailing list. If you are not, I took my website down because I'm working on a new website. I don't think I have. If you're not on my mailing list, because I'm going to start putting out a little, I don't want to say newsletter because that sounds too official and like it will be too time consuming for me. But I want to put out a little bit of a notification for my true squad and let the squizzard know when I'm going to be live and let y'all know when I have videos coming up for the week. So if you are not on my email list, send me an email at fibroidfreedom@gmail.com and say, add me to your list, shawty, okay? And I will add you to my email list so that you can be in the loop about whenever I'm going live, whatever new videos and tutorials I have coming out, any trainings that I will be offering, any programs that I will be opening up to teach you about natural fibroid elimination, herbs, and more. You need to be on my email list. Any discounts on products, giveaways, whatever. we need to link. Me and you, we need to link. So send me an email, fibroidfreedom@gmail.com, or go to Instagram and just DM me and be like, add me to your email list, okay? My Instagram is at OP Fibroid Freedom. The at symbol, OP Fibroid Freedom. Those are two ways for you to message me so that I have your email. If you watch this video far out into the future, I may have the website up and you can just join there, but you can still do that. But just tell me what you're sending me your email. Just remind me, add me to the email list, please. All right. Now, that being said, I do have some trainings coming up that I would love to have you in, inside of a smaller coaching scenario where I can, work in a smaller, more face-to-face personal environment to help you learn how to unlock natural fibroid elimination, natural fertility, and whatever other health goals that you are on the road to manifesting. The first thing that I'm going to be opening up is my self-study course called the Fibroid Freedom Toolkit, Herbs and Supplements to Shrink Fibroids Naturally. That is a course that I have offered. Actually, when I first launched this platform, I decided I needed something that people could do on their own time, but it gave them the nuts and bolts of what I utilized as far as herbs and supplements to bring my body into balance and to see the fibroid fall out, to see fibroids disappear. And so I came up with the Fibroid Freedom Toolkit, Herbs and Supplements to Shrink Fibroids Naturally. And basically that is a video course, consists of over 20 modules of content where I teach you all about herbs and supplements that I used, how I use them in order to bring my body into balance and shrink fibroids. That's available. Going live this month. This month? Yes. Should be going live in the next few days or so. That is available, and that is great if you are somebody who doesn't really want or need the coaching experience one-on-one. You just kind of need the info. You just want the info. You want it a done for you list with some instructions. That's what that is. But if you really value the coaching experience, the accountability that is available when you're working with somebody who's not only a coach, but has also actually been in a similar situation with fibroids, then you're going to need to get into an actual face-to-face coaching program, which I also offer. Number 2 that I'm offering is group fibroid coaching. That is opening up for February for anybody who's interested. And it is a major, major deal because you're getting my whole system taught to you in person for almost half price of what it costs to be in one-on-one private 90-day coaching with me. The only difference is it's a shorter, faster experience. It's intense. It's called an intensive because it is intense. It's a lot of information that we go through together in 1 month. And this time that we're doing it, this cohort, it will be 2 nights a week, depending on who joins and people's schedules. Right now, I tentatively have it set for Thursday nights. We meet for 2 hours. And then I have it set for Saturday afternoon. But I believe for my own schedule, I'm going to have to switch that second session and just consult everybody who actually registers. And based on their schedules, I may have to break it up, or we'll pick another day that is harmonious for everybody, because my weekends are starting to get really, really jam-packed. Keep that in mind. But the intensive is 4 weeks. We meet twice a week. You get the whole framework with me coaching you throughout the entire month and basically guiding you through all of my strategies, systems, my framework to support natural fibroid elimination. You can ask questions. I'm helping you to implement it during the 4-week period. But once the 4 weeks is up, once the course is closed, the intensive is over, that's done. The coaching is done, unless you want to go into a month-to-month renewal while you're implementing that, and to kind of retain me as you implement the information. That is also an option. But the group fibroid coaching is something that is very, very powerful. And it's great if, again, you don't need so much of the hand holding. you want the information and you do want access to me on a regular basis while you're learning about my systems and my strategies and whatever else we're learning, my methods to support natural fibroid elimination, we work together for that month. The third option that is available right now for you to interview for private coaching is my 90-day one-on-one private coaching program. That's the fullest, most comprehensive tier that I offer for you to work with me at. That is 90 days of coaching. We meet once a week for an hour, even though, because I'm so passionate about this subject, depending on your schedule, I usually go over, but we meet once a week where I am relaying information and instruction on the methods to roll out your own natural fibroid elimination action plan and the ways that I use my systems and strategies to support natural fibroid elimination. And we're also meeting in that time period so that we can also go over your own implementation of what you learn, as well as any organic developments that occur in your body as you're implementing and working with these new supplements, herbs, strategies, methods that we go over in coaching. But it's the most hands-on, one-on-one private experience that I have to offer. I'm available outside of that 1 hour via email, and I can get back to you within 24 hours if you have a question about anything. But that one, you're getting me access to me for the 90 days, and I'm helping you set up an actual fibroid freedom action plan. And I'm also helping you to tailor the pillars of what a fibroid freedom action plan is to your life, to make it real and relevant to you and to your body and to your current state of health, right? So that is available too. It will not be open for enrollment indefinitely. So if you're interested in that, give me a shout now so that you can reserve a spot to register whenever you're able to register, right? I do accept payment plans for just about everything. And I will personally talk to you depending on what you need in order to tailor that payment plan. But that is all that I have to offer as far as coaching programs right now. The other thing is buying my products. You could do that. At the very least, that is something that I've already put out there, designed to help you shrink fibroids, my Fibroids tea, along with my Green Goddess Fibroid Detox Smoothie Powder, along with my Herbal Superfood Sea Moss Gels, which you can go and take a look at all of the different herbal flavors. I hate saying flavors because they're not really flavored. They're herbal superfood recipes for each sea moss product, right? Go on there and check it out. See what resonates with you based on your body, any symptoms you're experiencing, and place an order, baby. Just place an order. You can do the tea by itself. You can do a tea smoothie powder combo, which I think is amazing because you're almost covering all of your bases of natural fibroid elimination, because you got the tea, which is great for detoxification and nourishment across multiple systems in the body. But then you also have the smoothie powder, which covers a different meal during your day. The smoothies are so convenient, and your fibroid, they're optimized for fibroid detox when you add the smoothie powder. So I think you need both. I used both. Excuse me. And that's why I have them available for a duo at a discount. I also have a trio option where you get the tea, smoothie powder, and the sea moss gel, and you really got all your bases covered. Reach out to me if you're interested in any of those. I'm going to go because I'm talking a lot and I don't want to cough on the screen. How often should those be used? Daily. Daily. My tea and smoothie powder is something that I recommend everybody who orders them have a cup of tea. 1, 2, 3 cups of the tea, depending on how much you love it. One a day is fine, but also having one smoothie per day that is a fibroid detox smoothie is what I recommend. And of course, the sea moss gel is great to have every day. And you can add that into your smoothie too. But it's great to cover your bases of fibroid detoxification and balancing the hormones at a lot of different times. The herbs that I showed tonight, they can reach out to me and let me know what you're interested in, and I will give you some more details. I'm not getting into all of that here on the live stream because I'll be here all night and I'm about to hop off. So if you're interested in Jamaican dog blood, strong back, Cecili, guinea hen, soursop. I kind of went into some of these though. I did. I went in on the Cecili and I said take it for like 9 days and then take a break. Just let me know what you're interested in and I will have instructions for whatever herb that you're interested in when you order. I'm starting to give myself a back massage. I gotta go. Back to what I was saying. My services are open for programs, like I said, for registration. I had one other thing to say about that. Good night. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining us and checking in the chat. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah, so yeah, the next thing that you have, the next opportunity is group fibroid coaching, launching February 8th. 44% off of the price of 90-day one-on-one fibroid coaching. Get into that container with me for the 4 weeks and let me help you roll out a sound plan of action to shrink fibroids using herbs and supplements, as well as making the proper lifestyle changes specific to you. It is an intensive, it's a lot of information, but if you've been wanting to work with me and you were like, well, I got to get my money together, it's 44% off. So don't wait. Reach out to me. Send me an email, fibroidfreedom@gmail.com. We'll go deeper into any of these subjects. Also, any of these programs, courses that I'm offering, if you'd like to know more information, they all come with a free discovery call, a free 20-minute phone conversation or consultation, and that's free. We can do it via phone or Zoom. So you have an opportunity to get on the phone with me and ask me questions before you register. All right. All right. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you back next week on the live, and stay tuned for new videos to drop maybe this week. All right. Peace, love.